I'm making this video on 23rd of October 2025, and I'm here to just state something very simple. I'm in a cafe right now, and as you can probably hear, there's a lot of classical music being played in the background. Beautiful classical music. They played a lot of Chopin, they played a lot of Beethoven, and some of my favorite pieces actually. And it's a beautiful place where I'm sitting at right now because opposite to me on this table was where exactly I think 4 months back is when I met a woman named Amani. She makes YouTube videos, and I don't know if we haven't spoken ever since that day. I only talked to her for like 10 minutes. But for once, she was very wealthy, she was very successful, and she was doing well for herself. And I looked at the kind of person she was. I can just tell you, she's very rich. But then what she was doing opposite to this table was she was studying the Bible. And I saw her Bible, and it's full of writings, a lot of writings, and a lot of cuts and underlinings and highlights and all that stuff. But then I remember going up to her and I was asking what passage she was reading. And she said she was reading, if I'm not wrong, Galatians. No, Romans. And in Romans, there's a beautiful verse called Romans 8:31, which is, if God is for us, who can be against us? And she was quoting that verse to me directly as she was talking to me about. She said this one line, "Can I just pray for you?" And that was very random. And when she prayed for me, she just specifically told me, Lord, she specifically said the words, Lord, I pray for this man. He, as a young man, is probably going through a lot of perils that a young man usually faces in these days, especially doubt and anxiety on whether the future is going to work. But I know that you're there for him, and I know that you're the one taking care of him and his journey. So when that prayer ended, I asked her, "How did you know that's what I was struggling with?" Because you specifically just said what I was actually struggling with. And so she did not. She said she didn't know how that came up to be. But all she told me was she can see that I was working towards something, and she knows that at my age it's very easy to get anxious about these kind of things. And she just said, "You need to devote your life to God," and that's what this video is about. And my whole point of this video is just real devotion. I want to be rich. I'm building two businesses as we speak. I'm building a consulting business as well as a e-commerce brand, and both are equally difficult to scale because of the complexity of the things that we're selling in these businesses. And I've been doing this for the last 2 years. I started 2 years back, and ever since 2 years, I've always been in a position of not being able to believe or not being able to believe strongly. Because whenever I think to myself, I am going to believe now and I'm going to exercise the strongest form of belief, I end up having this moment where I just, what do you say? At that very moment, I probably agree to myself and I'm going to be full of belief forever from now. And then the next moment, something will come up to test my belief and it'll just go down. I want to get rich, and the business isn't doing as good as I thought it would. It's not as profitable as I thought it would be. I know it is going to be over time and eventually it will become one of the best businesses in the world. But I am in a place right now where I feel like, okay, is this really going to work out? Is this really going to work out? And the only motivation I can give myself, and what's this hair doing? Yeah, as you can see, I have a lot of stress because of the hair loss. I mean, a lot of hair loss because of the stress. But the only thing I can convince myself of when I'm going through all of this is just your faith is continuously going to be tested before God can give you abundance, which is what she told me that day as well. She's like, if you truly believe on the inside that God is a God of abundance and that He's going to give you what you need, there is truly no way that you can quote unquote fail, because you'll either win or you learn. But then, yes, sure, you learn for a good amount of time, but then your inner belief has to always be, God wants me to win. And God is a God of abundance and God is going to provide for you. And so in that moment of a sudden lack of faith, you have to, in a way, slap yourself and say, no, I choose not to believe in these beliefs that my mind is putting through to my heart. And I'm saying all of this because while I build this business, I'm not sure if it's going to work out. I'm really not sure. It's very anxious, anxiety inducing. It's very difficult. It's very painful. But all I can say is that God has never left my side. And when God has never left my side, I cannot really complain because I've either won or I've learned. And that's going to be my future over the next few months as well. So whoever's watching this video, whatever you're working towards, just know one thing, which is that it is going to work out, but not in the way you expect. It is going to work out, but not in the timeline you expect. It is going to work out, but not in the scale that you expect. It can either be better or worse. But whatever happens, it is all part of God's master plan. And so keep grinding. There's barely 61 plus. There's about 69 days. Good number. There's 69 days left for the year to finish. And it doesn't take that long for you to get a mindset shift that helps you become the person that you want to be finally. All it takes is the right connections, the right knowledge, the right choices, the right habits, and the right faith. So let's move the next 69 days with a lot of faith, so that at the end of this year, I can say, yes, I achieved what I wanted to achieve. I hit my income goals. I hit my financial, my personal, my mental, my spiritual goals, not because of my merit, but because of how good God is. So if you're watching this, just remember something. God has amazing things in store for you. I'm saying this right now on October 23rd at 1:34 p.m. when we're having a lot of stuff going on at my businesses, when we have a lot of ups and downs. But I know that I'm going to be able to say in, say, 2 years' time that those downfalls are what made this business grow. And this heavenly, huge, life changing personality shift in my life. This is, I can't wait.